A couple of days ago, I released a video emphasizing a theory that Spirit Halloween was going to release their 2025 lineup on June 26th. And of course, unless you've been living under a rock, you would know that Spirit Halloween didn't release anything, not a lineup, not a teaser, not even just a single proper animatronic of some kind. So what exactly is Spirit Halloween doing, and what is their plan from now to the end of the season? When will they fully reveal the lineup? We'll also be discussing a new theory that has taken the stage, why that one might be true, and kind of some of my reasons as to why I think this lineup might come a little bit later than what we're hoping for. Quick little disclaimer before we get started though, please do not go to Spirit Halloween or any of their, social media accounts and start harassing them on when are they going to reveal the lineup. Chances are Spirit Halloween does have dates already set for when they're going to reveal stuff. So it's not like they're purposely doing this or anything. They probably do have, a set schedule for when they're going to reveal stuff. And that is something else we're going to be discussing in today's video, is what could this schedule look like. So yeah, with all that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into the newest theory. Starting off with the first theory, and the newest theory, that Spirit Halloween is going to reveal their lineup and release it on July 3rd. Now, as exciting as that is for me personally, because July 3rd is my birthday, I really don't think that this is going to happen. The main reason behind this theory is just because it's a week later than June 26th, and, it's on a Thursday, and Spirit Halloween has always released their lineups on Thursdays, which is just, a little neat fact if you didn't know that. So that is the main reason behind this theory. It doesn't really have that much of a support to it, though. I feel like as much as, the fans are supporting this theory, the theory itself doesn't have a strong base to it to where I think this is, a legit thing that could happen. However, at this point in time in the season, I do believe it is more logical that we could get the lineup in early July versus, any time at the end of this month. We're already nearing the end of this month. I mean, we are at the end of this month at this point, really, and we have nothing yet. So I think it is more likely to get the lineup in early July than this. And that is what we'll be discussing next. So why in the world would Spirit Halloween release the lineup in July whenever for the past couple years they've been releasing it in June, and it's had a very positive feedback for that early release date? Well, as we know, Spirit Halloween's flagship for this year has been canceled due to many delays and because of the tariffs and stuff. So Spirit Halloween, being a company, they have to maintain the hype for their Halloween lineup and theme throughout the entire summer till the opening. A big way of maintaining the hype was by releasing the animatronics early, and then the fans still have flagship to look forward to with all the themes and in-store experiences. So that was a really, easy way for them to just focus on two different things, one big reveal being in June and the next one being at the end of July, and then all the stores opening in August and September. Now that flagship is out of the way, what is Spirit Halloween going to do in July? They could release all the animatronics in late June, and have all the review videos come out early July, and that kind of helps them there. But what about the end of July? The stores aren't going to be ready to open by the end of July. That is still a normal schedule for them. So what are they going to do exactly? I think personally, we could see the animatronic lineup happening in the middle of July. However, again, going back to the idea of maintaining the hype, this can go two ways. They can either release the full lineup in its entirety and have us as the haunters be a secondary source to maintain the hype by doing review videos and, uploading unboxings and stuff like that, or they can release the animatronics one by one like they typically have done in the past, just to maintain the hype, by Spirit themselves through July to whenever the stores start opening. And truthfully speaking, I think they're going to go with that second option where, they might release the animatronics one by one, or actually what might be the more likely option, they'll release the animatronics in little groups. So they might have 3 be released on a certain day, wait another week, 3 more, just something like that. They've done something similar in the past to that for sure. I think that's a really good way to keep the fans invested in, the hype for 2025 for sure. Because if they release all the animatronics in the beginning of July, then they can run the risk of fans getting bored with them by the end of July before the stores open up, and that is something that Spirit Halloween at this late in the season cannot afford to have happen. It really is a strategic game with them at this point because of flagship not opening, and I think it's just going to have to cause us, the fans, to be patient and willing to accept change with their schedules as far as releasing animatronics go. The final theory that I have on why the lineup isn't revealed yet is going back to that idea of the PR boxes. Now, in the last video, I mentioned how the PR boxes are there to sort of promote the themes and animatronics. A lot of people went into my comments and said that the PR boxes came after the animatronic lineup was revealed last year, which is true, but the PR boxes last year were more so to sell the idea of the theme of the Carnival, again, to hype up Flagship. Now that Flagship isn't open, the PR boxes can do nothing more than to simply, I mean, they could still hype up the theme, yes, but they're more, I feel like they're to hype up the animatronics for this year. And because the PR boxes haven't officially, made it to the houses of all the haunters that they're being sent to, Spirit Halloween doesn't want to reveal the lineup just yet. I do believe that Spirit Halloween has different dates set up just, to see what works best whenever the PR boxes do get delivered. And I do believe that these dates are, sometime in the beginning to mid-July. Just remember that none of this is confirmed. The PR boxes could very well still be more targeted towards the idea of the theme in the subway station for this year. Because, Flagship isn't opening, but that doesn't mean that all the other stores aren't going to have the ISE. They definitely will. So the PR boxes are probably still going to be mainly targeted towards that. This is just a theory that I have. But now I want you to tell me your theories down in the comments below. When do you think Spirit Halloween will reveal their lineup for 2025? Do you think it'll be on July 3rd, or do you think it'll be sometime in the middle of July? At this point, it is just a waiting game for us haunters, so we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.